I had a batch going, and I'm going to show you the process to figure out if it's done. The machine says it's done. I will see. I want to be the one. I got to be the final determining factor in that process. So stick with me, and I will show you the end result of a freeze drying batch. Okay, so here is the touch screen. It's at the top of the freeze dryer on the right side, and as you can see, it says final dry canceled. My big old fat thumb out of the way. Final dry canceled. What that means is when it gets down to the final dry, there's a little green bar, and it tells you, once it hits the finished part, it gives it 2 hours. I added 5 hours to this because when I got home last night, and last night it would have been the end of the, it would have been the night I did the live stream with Dan Lutz on Abnormal Outdoors, and we talked about freeze drying. So I put that on there, and it was running, and it had like 45 minutes left. So it went 3 to 4 hours, maybe longer than it probably needed to, but I'm the determining factor on whether it's done or not. The machine says it's done. I need to see if it's done. So that says canceled. Warm trays. I can warm the trays up. If you look here in this corner, try to keep my fat fingers out of the way. If you notice, it says 22 hours, 58 minutes, and 5 seconds. That's how long this batch ran. The inside of the machine right now is 44 degrees Fahrenheit. And this is a speaker that if you click it, it gives that what I call an annoying beep to tell you that it's done. And it goes off, I don't know, every couple seconds. Maybe not, see, right there. So that's what that. And I turned that off because it irritates me. So what it says is open drain valve to vent. There's a drain on the back side of this that the water drains out of when it is in defrost. So I have an option here: no defrost, more dry time, or defrost. I usually do no defrost because I want it to defrost naturally, and if you defrost it, you're using electricity. I'm trying to save as much money as possible doing this. Okay? So that's what, when you're done with the batch, this is the screen you'll see. Okay? And we'll just go ahead and go from there. So what I need to do is I need to open this up, and we'll see if I need to do more dry time. Don't ever hit anything until you're definitely ready to pull these out and bag them up. Okay? So let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and reset the camera, and I will show you just some details on the freeze dryer as this opening process happens. Okay, so here we are on, there's a big rubber seal on the outside of the freeze drying chamber. And there's a piece of glass, that's why there's a reflection. And that glass is probably 3/4 to an inch thick. It's plastic, so it's not really glass. Okay? So if you see that big, you can see where it's smashed. Probably it's reflection, I apologize. There's the thickness right there. So what we're going to do is I will zoom out. And as soon as I open the drain valve, there's a, right here is a great, you can see it real good right there. So just watch that. It'll get really small. And what happens, like, see, can you see the handle? I can undo the handle. I'm not pulling on. I don't want to pull hard because it will, I don't want to pull the whole machine over, So just keep your eye on that where it's really dark. Okay? And you're going to hear a hiss because all the air is being sucked into the freeze dryer. And as you see, that line gets smaller. Fascinating. Boom, it's open. Okay? So, there's the inside of the freeze dryer. Pork, smoked pork, instead of just being boiled pork. Bell peppers. Oh yeah, you can. Oh yeah. Meatballs. I got those at a restaurant supply store. I think it was like 5 pounds of 1-inch meatballs, or no, they were half-ounce meatballs. 5 pounds of half-ounce meatballs for like $13.99. And then there's like hot peppers back there. So these probably taste like those hot peppers. So the two things I do is, one, I'm going to find a thick piece of meat, which will probably be this one right here. Let's see. Oh, right there. We'll just grab this one right here. Okay. And I'll break it open. And yeah, it's not cold inside. It is dry. Okay. We'll actually do a reconstitute with that. We'll show you what it looks like. Okay. And then something else I like to do is I like to grab a meatball, and I actually have to cut these. So I cut the meatball, and it is also dry inside, not cold. Okay? So, yeah, that's what happens when you pull stuff out of the freeze dryer. Let's go ahead and I'll set up, and I will show you me bagging these up. So, I got my Mylar bags already opened up because they have a stand-up bottom, and they are 7 mil and 2 quart. So they're kind of big for what I got going on, but it's what I got. I took the piece that I tested to see if it was done. I got that sitting off to the side because I'm going to reconstitute it. And I got 200cc oxygen absorbers that I'm going to stick in there. And I might add an extra one in there just because of the size of the bag. And I have, I bought 100cc's on clearance. So when you get something from Packet Fresh USA or Pack Fresh USA, I think it's Pack Fresh. Anyways, they send you a pamphlet, and it's got a chart on it. So 1 quart is 100 cc's, and it tells you depending on what you're using. So 150. So I'm actually going to do 300 cc's in these, just because there's so much room. Make sure you wash your hands. Practice safe food handling procedures. You notice on here I have a paper towel. That's because if there's any fat, the fat will ooze out. It'll be on the paper towel because you don't want fat, because fat goes rancid and it doesn't freeze dry. So let's see. I'll just get 5 or 6 pieces in here. I'm all out of my quart-size bags, so I'm going to use 2 quart-size bags, which is fine with me. You know something else I might, let me do this. So, do that to the side. I got bell peppers. So what I'm going to do is that one that was light, I'm going to add bell peppers to it. It's that simple. Okay? So now I'm like, alright, I got pulled pork and bell peppers in this bag. I can do bell peppers in this bag. Okay, I'm working way too hard here. So a little thing you can do, you can't see any of that. So I put bell peppers with some of the pork that was light, and then I'm putting the other bag in there. So I got this. This is a canning. I'll zoom out. This is a canning funnel because it'll fit in the size of in the top of your jar, so you can fill them. You can also put on the top of your Mylar bags and fill them that way. So we'll do that. Trays off to the side to be washed. Okay, so let's see, empty bag. Take all my meatballs. Throw my meatballs in the empty bag. I didn't use all the bags, so I'll be able to save those. Let's see, I didn't use 3 of them. So I got 5 bags here. Oh, extra meatball. Okay, so what I'm gonna do with these, I'm going to throw these in the blender because there's let's just throw those green bell peppers in there. Green and red bell peppers, orange bell peppers, whatever they were. There's probably a jalapeno in there. So I got these little hot peppers. I don't know what they are. We just had them in the garden, had an abundance of them. I got some jalapeno. We'll blend those up. Okay, the next thing I'll do is make sure I'm still on scene, because not seeing stuff is horrible. So I've got 5 bags. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, I gotta reach across good stuff. I want to. And what I do is I have my O2 absorbers, the extra ones, go in a mason jar with a lid. Okay, and you want to crank that down super tight, and that will actually, it'll actually suck and pop and seal itself up. What I'm going to do is I got 100cc O2 absorbers. I was able to get like, I don't know, a couple hundred of them for cheap because they were on clearance. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and drop another one in there. So now I'm doing 300 cc's of O2 absorbers when the bag only calls for a maximum 150. A little bit extra cost, but I know for a fact that I don't have to worry about it. So that's kind of a waste of a bag, but that's all I have. I'm going to have to order me some quart-sized bags. Plus, I can make the store flat. Okay, so I squeeze all the air out. Squeeze the air out the best I can. And then these have a little ziplock on them. Alright, so this is the Harvest Right sealer that they send with your machine when you buy one. So they literally send everything that you need to get started. So it's got an adjustable dial here that you can set your temperature, whatever you want. That's bad water. So what I like to do is it's got these little tear tabs. I don't know if you can see it. I like to go right above those. Okay. You see the? Did you see the light? You seen the light? Don't walk to the light. Stay and watch the video. So I'll do all those. It clicks, tells me it's over with. I don't have to watch the light. I can hear the light, or I can hear the thing. What I like to do is I like to double seal. I'll show you why here in a second. So when you seal it, the Mylar actually will start to curl. Okay. So I do the first round, and then I come back through, and I'll do the second round. And I do it to the edge. So they're now double sealed. Turn that up a little. So that's how you package up a Mylar that is, or not a Mylar, but your freeze-dried food after it's done. I'll label it and put it in my store.